Hey everybody, come in and check out my newest Scarecrow that I'm painting tomorrow night inside of Painting for Profits. I'm pretty proud of myself because I usually wait until I'm actually live and supposed to be teaching it, and it just kind of forms while I'm teaching. This time I'm actually ahead of the game, which is totally not me, but I was just sitting here today, I was listening to some coaching calls, and I just sat down and thought I need to update my Scarecrow because I painted a Scarecrow that I have used for, I bet, the last at least 15 to 18 years. I've had the same Scarecrow. This one, I was thinking, if I was going to take this to a craft show, I would cut this hat band, the part that comes down, out separately than the rest of the head. That way I could actually put real raffia under there and then personalize it along the hat band. So it's a big difference between that one and this is the one that we sold at craft shows for years. I don't know, I think one of my grandkids came in and chopped his hair off because it used to be longer than that. Oh, I think that was my fault. I was needing raffia for a project, couldn't find raffia, and I found this, and I just cut off some of his hair. I still love this pattern. I have a tutorial for it over on Etsy, and this guy has made me thousands of dollars, seriously. We would take him to the craft shows. There was something that we could do fast. It was so simple and easy. That's why I did a tutorial on it. It was one of the first, I think it was the first tutorial I ever made back in 2018, because we always made so many of them. My husband would cut them out. We would lay them all out on tables out in the yard, and we would make 50 to 100 of them per show. So we did that with about 5 or 6 different things. We would have that many. And then I would just go down the line. We would have an air paint sprayer, spray this, spray that. We could knock these out. We could knock 50 to 75 anyway out in a day. Or I could paint them. It took him longer to cut them. But we would go through a lot of raffia. But you can see it was a really easy, just dry brush right along the side. You know, it was everybody wanted primitive at the time. So, and then we would shoot them together, put the raffia, put a hanger on them. I even just glued patches on there because nobody had time to do the other stuff. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Marilyn. So that's what we did. And then I would take stacks of them, 50 to 100 at every show. And that's all I did for 2 to 3 days, was sit there and personalize, because I not only had the Scarecrows, I had the snowmen, we had the trucks. So there were several different things that I just sat the entire time and personalized. Joanne, we sold a bunch of, I don't even know how many times I've sold this tutorial. I compete with myself on Etsy for those. They're all over. So it was really nice because it was something that we could make quickly. And I think at one time we only sold those for $20. And I think they're about 79 or 80 on Etsy. So I wanted to update him. So I did. He's the same size, but he's a lot cuter. But I could never make this many of that. I could never make as many of this one because this one included much more detail. So I'm going to put you up here while I work on this. Let's see. So that you can see. Let me lift you up and then pull you down here. Right along with the fly that's going to join us. Okay. That's still probably not too great of an angle, is it? Without dumping it all over the ground. All right, but you'll be able to see most of it. I'm going to bring you up over here on my iPad. And so what's odd about this is normally I would go into Painting for Profits tomorrow night and with a square piece of wood, and I would say, okay, we're gonna make a scarecrow, and I would just design the scarecrow while I'm teaching it. So like I said, today I had some time to sit and actually think of my project. So I came up with this, and I'm really, really happy with it. And we'll bring it, there you go. So this is what it's going to be. I just have my husband cut me several different shapes of wood. I just take the shape and I just start painting. And that's what makes my things come to life, is just painting it. I can't draw it out because I'm not good at drawing, but I can paint. And as I'm painting it, it just comes to life because I can see the colors and I can see what works well. I can change it out. Like right here, we've got too big of a hat band. So I've got to give my husband cut marks is what I'm working on now, because I will paint it again in the group tomorrow night. So let me find a brush, because he doesn't like it when I do this. He's like, when I make all these changes, because he doesn't know where to cut. This side of his hat band got too wide, so I'm going to try to make it the same size as this one. He still doesn't understand every time I do this. Okay. I do need to extend this over here. So this is just for me, so when I make the line drawing for them tomorrow, I know where my lines should be. I'm going to color that in. It's going to go like, I think it's even going to go down a little bit more. I think this is going to be so cute. This is about 17 inches. I'm going to have him cut it a little bit longer because I've got a neck here. And in order to make it to where those inside the group can cut it, I need to make the cut lines as simple as possible. That's why you see this black line around here. I don't want anything that they're having to try to drill around, cut. And I want a little bit wider neck, because what will make this so much cuter is if I can have a neck that goes down about here, and then you cut it out, and then you take like a piece of burlap or a bandana, and then you can tie it around his neck. So that's what I need to let my husband know. Two inches here. And then this, I can still paint this tomorrow. I want to paint it kind of like a rope. And then that way, if the bandana doesn't cover it all, you'll see more of a rope color. Judy Craig, I did this just for you. I know you've been wanting something fall, so I got off my sea turtle kick and I made this for you. Hi Pam, hi Logan. Logan's 8 years old. Hi, Logan. All right, so this one you could make as easy as you wanted. Like I went ahead, I haven't painted a maple leaf, and I don't know if I've ever painted a maple leaf, but instead of doing the sunflower and the maple leaf, you could just as easily just paint that hat one color, put a big ribbon right around it, tack the ribbon on, put a sunflower and some leaves on there and decorate it that way. That way, I always say that my group is called Painting for Profits, and so painting it this way doesn't make you much of a profit unless you print it on wood or you sublimate it or you do a lot of different things to it. But you can make a profit if you don't paint flip those things and you just tack some stuff on it. So that's what I would do if I was taking this to a craft show. Okay, so no hat band, no flower, no leaf. Those are all just extras. I would have my husband cut the noses. I would cut this hat band like this, and so that's a job for him that goes right over. So the hat band's actually a separate piece as well. Then I would take the raffia, like I did there, bunch it up in the middle so it comes up above this, and then actually put raffia on there. You could make so many of these by doing that, because you're not doing all the painting. You're going in and just adding things to it. So that's what makes it so much easier. Oh, well, thank you, Logan. Oh, Tara, did you really? I know, I've sold a lot of the pattern for that guy. And he's got the matching snowman. Actually, I could do this guy as a snowman too. So on that one I just showed you, you cut it out one time. Oh, and I've got the crow for it now too. So it's the one pattern, but you can make a snowman, you can make the scarecrow, and now the crow using the one shape. So is what I'm meaning. The shapes are all the same. But, you know, my Uncle Sam's that I've been making? Well, once I get my good one painted tomorrow, I'm going to reduce the size of the head, and he's now going to be the head of one of my sitting characters. He's that cute that I think that I can, well, I know I can do it. He won't have arms. I've got some bibbed overalls waiting for some scarecrows. And he will have his shirt on. I won't have to have this beard. So the scarecrow will be here. I can put rope around his neck, put a shirt on him, stuff the sleeves with some raffia, stuff the pants with raffia, and I will have, okay, so the head is way too big, but this is what it's going to look like. It's real big, but I wanted a big head because if any of you are in the craft show business, you know that the bigger someone makes it, the more value you perceive in it. Even though it took me the same amount of time to paint it, whether it was small or large, the strategy that I used for my buyers at craft shows was I'd make it really big because you guys thought that there was more work in it, when actually that was false. There's less work painting it big than it is painting it small. So I could go to a craft show right now. I'm going to try to have 5 to 7 of these ready for Saturday's fall event over on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. Tell you right now, they're going to be $85. If I made this guy into a 12-inch piece, I would be lucky to get $25 out of him. I'm going to use the same amount of paint, basically the same amount of time. I'm just going to use a little bit more wood, and I'm going to get a lot more for him because he's big. This guy's going to take up your entire door. He's that big. So these right here, exactly like it is, I'm selling them on Saturday for $85. They're going to be worth every penny. And I might have a pre-sale because I'm going to hand paint each of them. And yeah, it might be even more. Because I think that, I mean, it is spot on perfect. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Colleen. Yeah, so you can take the same one, same add-ons, nothing different. And I should make one like that too. I'll have my husband go ahead and cut me one like that just to see the difference. And then inside of my painting group, I can show them both ways. All right, so that we know needs painted here. I'm not gonna get in there because I don't want to lose my hair. I thought that it would be, I just keep adding details. So for me to make 7 or 8 of these, it's gonna take me a while. But what I'll also do is I will have my husband cut them, and then I will put up my tables outside. I will go down, paint all the hats one color because I've got a quart of paint. Paint all the hats, come back, paint all the faces, come back. And then when I get done to the detail, I will bring them in here and do the fun part, which is this part, just doing the details. So this guy, to be hand painted, actually, I would probably charge more to craft show because some people like quality. And, you know, if I have this thing printed on wood, they're only going to be $40. So for another $45, you get an original. Because I'm only going to paint so many, and then the rest are all going to be printed on wood. And, well, this is just Luann because my husband, I like painting on this wood better, but the ones that I sell will be more of a half-inch plywood. So they'll be heavier duty. Is that showing up? Oh, no, it's sideways, sorry. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Debbie. Yes, you want people to see it from the road. Kathy, thank you. It's my favorite scarecrow too. I don't paint many scarecrows because I've used that same pattern year after year after year, and it sells so well, it's like I've never had to really change it up much. So that, and I knew Judy Craig has been patiently waiting for a fall. Even though I'd really rather be painting sea turtles right now, I'm going to get this fall one out of the way, and then I'm going to go back and do a couple more sea turtles. Although, you know what? I'm going to make him a smaller version. I haven't done a workshop since last, I don't know, July or August on how I paint. You know, it's going to be like a $10 workshop. And then paint. It's not going to be this elaborate. It's going to be probably a 6-inch scarecrow, a 6-inch pumpkin, a 6-inch maple leaf. So I'm going to put 4 or 5 different small projects together. It's going to take me a week to teach them. And that's what I'm going to do, is work up something like that. It'd be even better if I had my Glowforge going and I could cut them out and send them to people who didn't have them. But you can take those same shapes and do them on just about on any surface. You guys want to know what I did last night? So, you know, I went and bought this nice printer. So last night, or the night before actually, I was putting ink in my printer and I did not read the actual instructions. I just took the bottle, unscrewed the lid. Well, then I forgot that I unscrewed the lid, so when I turned it upside down, all my black ink went contaminating the whole inside of my printer. So I had to call them today, and they're going to send me out a new one. Just going to lighten those up a little bit. So I was all excited about using my printer, and then it's like, well, that didn't work out too well. So it's what I shouldn't do while I'm I do have the Glowforge working, but I've never used it after the first couple times. The Glowforge is working. I was just setting up the sublimation printer. I'm trying to get everything else done before I play with that Glow Forge. And I've kind of blackmailing my kids at the moment because I'm taking them all to Disney next month. So it's like Cassidy can come cut them for me and Brittany can come get my sublimation machine going. So it's like, you know, that trip we're going on, need some help now. There are reasons for instructions. I did read the instructions and it said to shake the bottle first, which I did. And then it said remove the cap, which I did. I didn't know it meant don't remove the whole cap because there were grooves and you have to put the grooves into that thing because you can't take out the individual cartridges. And so I did take the lid off. I took the wrong lid off. And so I just went like this and spilled it all. So, my fault. And I did clean it up, and there is no ink in it, but it's getting the error of an ink leak. So, they said they'd look at it. I told them what I did. Like, you shouldn't have said take the full cap off. You should have said remove the first part. I do have a hard time keeping the lid on. Anyway, so inside of Painting for Profits, I do give a line drawing for everything. I give you a PDF and a JPEG, and then I put it in block posters for those. Make it really easy to copy. And I should have waited. I was sick all weekend, still don't feel the greatest. It's like a darn summer cold or something. Okay, let's give the hair some highlights. I don't know what to do with this yet. This isn't an original, so. But this will be really cute with a bandana around it. Pretty cute. I'm not quite sure if I want any more in the eye. I think I'm good with the eyes the way they are. I'll probably, this hat band got kind of dark, so when we do it tomorrow, it won't be as dark. Yes, we're painting him tomorrow night. So it's not a pattern yet. I have the Painting for Profits membership group, and this is our project tomorrow night. So I teach a new pattern every month, or every week. And this is my pattern this week. So I usually come up with the pattern as I'm teaching it, but I actually sat down today and got it done. And so now all I have to do is have my husband cut it out, cut me a blank, and I'm going to be teaching this tomorrow night inside of the group. Hi, Jennifer. You can't unsee it, can you? That's why I don't look at people's stuff. You can't unsee them once you see them. It's crazy. I think as creatives, we all have that. It's like you see it in your sleep, or you see it the next time you're trying to paint something. Yes, you could. Yep. Yep. He'll be an easy one, I hope. It took me a little while today because, like I said, I had too much hair here. You can see where my hat band was way over there. And so I had to pull in some of the hair. That's why it's so messed up on the sides, is I kind of design it as I'm painting it. So, and when I do my mouth line, it needs to be moved over just a little bit more. I can kind of see what I need to change for tomorrow. And this part of the hat band needs to come down a little bit. But anyway, that's how I design a new pattern, is to just sit here with the colors and paint it. And he is so freaking adorable, I can't believe it. So, all right, everybody, I have a link here on my page if you're interested in joining us over on Painting for Profits. This is the pattern from this week. We have over 200 other tutorials in the library because I've been teaching this since 2020. And last week it was the sea turtle. I don't know where he's at the moment. The week before, this was actually in the Painting of the Month Club, which you get free if you're in the Painting for Profits group. This one's $17 a month. This one's $47 a month. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know. Yes, and you know what? He'd be really nice to paint for a paint party. Once you take some of these certain elements, take a bunch of sunflowers in, take some maple leaves, let them decorate them, put a bandana on them, it would be a really simple project for a paint party. So, Judy, I'm glad you love them because this one's for you, lady. All right, everybody. You all have a great evening. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.